Oh, it's been a while, isn't it? it's been a couple of weeks, actually. Hello, everyone. Just wanted to quickly say before we get into things today that I just want to say sorry for the lack of uploads in the last couple of weeks. Essentially, real life has got in the way quite a lot recently. Work has been extremely busy. It's taken up a lot of the free time I would normally have to record videos, and obviously when that time isn't there, I can't do videos. But it's starting to slow down a little bit now, and today I finally have some free time to finally sit down and record the next episode of Derby County, which is obviously what you're watching now. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. It's the Europa League second knockout rounds against Wolfsburg. They beat us both times in the group earlier in the competition. We need to get past them to progress to the quarterfinals. Can we do it? I'm feeling pretty confident. Welcome back to the series then, viewers, and a reminder, if you are in fact new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel and leave a like on the video if you're excited for a return of the Derby series. We need to have a little chat about the future of the series, but I'll save that for the end of the episode. So since the last episode then, where we took on Shakhtar, Manchester United and Shakhtar again in the Europa League, obviously progressed past Shakhtar to get to the second rounds knockouts of the Europa League. Since then, we've only played one game. That was away at Chelsea. We lost 4-1. They're top of the league and running away with it. Not that big of a deal, all things considered. Manuel getting on the score sheet for us before Chelsea in the second half just went, all right, we'll put an end to this now, and Kylian Mbappe had his way with us. It wasn't fun. But our attention turns to the Europa League, which is where really our main focus is for this season. We currently sit 7th in the league. I think we're not quite good enough to break the top 4 just yet. We could still definitely qualify for the Europa League again next season. But I think whilst we're in the competition, we have to take it seriously. We have to try our absolute best to go and win it. I've just seen that at Wolfsburg, maybe playing a back 5, which it seems to be a formation we've struggled against this season. So that is a little bit of a concern. But I'm hopeful that we've got enough quality in our strongest 11 to get past Wolfsburg and hopefully book our place in the Europa League quarter-final. And this then is the starting 11 which we will be going with for the first leg against Wolfsburg. It is probably our strongest 11. Bodar in goal, Williams, Collins, Kim Min-jae and Mitchell at the back, with Martinez, Ferguson, who's making a return to the team after Max Bird. Last couple of games hasn't really been that impressive, so he comes back in with Conor Gallagher in that central midfield role, Elise, Manuel and Iheanacho as the attacking 3. And since we're at home and it's the first leg, we're going to start on a positive mentality and hopefully get off to a good start so we can take a really good result back to their place for the second leg. Previously mentioned, we actually had Wolfsburg in our group and they beat us both times, home and away, which has meant we ended up finishing second in that group rather than first. So the fact we're meeting them again in the second knockout round, it gives us an opportunity to right the wrongs of the group stages as Manuel, a bit of an optimistic effort, fires high, wide and not very handsome. It's been a pretty nothing first half so far. We're a half hour in, only a couple of shots each. And no, I don't think anyone's had a shot on target yet, but it's another highlight that it looked like it was going to go in our favour. We've actually given the ball away, though, and now Wolfsburg with a chance to come forward, and Romario has broken through our defence. Can he finish? Bodar, I mean, he gets something on it. He almost went through him, but he tips it behind for a corner. I mean, the shot was straight at him. Should that really be going behind for a corner? I feel like he probably should have held on to it, to be honest, as Szymanski, with the corner for Wolfsburg, swung in, and Kim Min-jae is there to get it away, and we survive that one. But as you can see from the match stats, very, very cagey so far, and quite even. We need to start maybe doing a bit better job of keeping the ball. This is in the way the way Wolfsburg set up, it seems like they're quite, open to playing on the counter-attack and quite deadly playing that way. So we've just got to be really smart in possession and try and carve out as many chances as we can. As that cross goes in, Iheanacho with the header. He's offside anyway. It was a brilliant header, but it comes back off the crossbar. Okay, Wolfsburg trying to play out now with Brooks. Just knocking it around. Tanganga back to Bornell. Now Romario had that earlier chance. Looks for Weghorst, but Kim Min-jae, great reading of the ball to get an intercept. And now Iheanacho back out to Neco Williams. And it's a wonderful 1-2 between the two. Iheanacho's in. He's hit the woodwork again. It goes wide. Really should be a goal up. I mean, Iheanacho's on 6.6. Obviously, Arezzo is on the bench. Would he be the better option? I think we give Iheanacho 10 minutes in the second half. But the chances he's had so far, that one especially, should be doing a lot better. Just worry that we're going to live to rue those missed opportunities come the second leg. Because obviously in FM, especially in knockout football and European competitions, I mean, home legs are the one, really, where you want to take full advantage of the fact you're at home and get as big a result as possible. Because away legs usually are a lot more difficult. As Romario, Wolfsburg going to come forward with Baku into Weghorst. And now Szymanski's got options ahead of him. It's not a great ball to Mbolo. And now it's Derby with a chance to come forward and get a chance themselves. It's Iheanacho with the effort. He's coming off. That's ridiculous. 2 absolute sitters that Iheanacho has had. And that is enough for me to say he should no longer be on the pitch. He comes off. Arezzo is on in his place. So hopefully give us a bit more cutting edge up front. I'm noticing Elise and Manuel also not with the best ratings in the game. We've got Demir on the bench. We've got Harry Wilson we can look to bring on as well. As Conor Gallagher's found himself through. We should be about 3-0 up. The chances we've missed in this game is absolutely ridiculous. Corner to be swung in by Elise, and Martinez, I mean, he's never going to beat Weghorst in the air, is he? As Ferguson, I don't know what that was. Whether it found Elise or not, we'll never know. But yeah, interesting from Ferguson. Okay, Elise not having the best game ever. I think Demir is going to come on. Again, I think the frustrating thing is we're playing really well, carving out a lot of good opportunities. It's just we've not been clinical enough in front of goal. And even if we do get a goal, you'd think, really, a 2-goal lead would be preferable to take back to their place. We win 1-0, it's a lead, but it's not the most safe of margins in an away leg. And obviously, you know, thankfully for us, away goals aren't a thing. So even if they do score, it's not the worst thing in the world. But also it means that if we go 1-0 lead to their place, if we score, also doesn't really make that much of a difference. So we kind of have to get it done in the first leg as Gallagher. He's got a lot to do from here. Looks for Demir, who beats his man, goes back to Neco Williams. And there might be a chance for us here as Demir gets it down the line. He's got options in the area. Arezzo is one of them, doesn't win the header. Ferguson to Manuel, back to Lewis Ferguson. And we're just, again, waiting for an opportunity to get the ball in, it feels like. As Tyrone Mitchell looks to get to the byline, finds Manuel, shot blocked. And it falls back. He's relentless at the moment from Derby, has to be said, as Williams. Ball into Manuel. We've hit the post again, but this time we're there for the follow-up. And Manuel, who has been in such good form over the last couple of months, gives us the lead. Just over an hour gone at Pride Park. And we lead in the Europa League, second knockout round, first leg against Wolfsburg. What a time to be alive. The atmosphere must be rocking. I couldn't believe when he hit the post for the first time, but thankfully the rebound fell to him quite perfectly. And he's able just to put it in the other corner. The important thing is here, we can't stop. We have to keep going and try and get a second. And thankfully, there is a highlight. Almost immediately after the goal, we give it away from the throw-in, though, and it gives Wolfsburg a chance to try and play out. They make a bit of a cock-up of the clearance. And they're a little bit penned in here. Castiles does the right thing and gets it long. And Kim Min-jae will now have the opportunity to help us build from the back again, as that pass to Manuel was not good enough. Romario now finds Mbolo. And our Wolfsburg just going to start to turn up the heat a little bit as Baku goes back to Romario, and there's a ball in Szymanski. No one's picked him up. He's clean through, and he's put it in Rose Edge. Bloody hell, that was a bit of a let-off. Just under 10 minutes to go. And since we've scored, it's kind of been all Wolfsburg. We need to wrestle a bit of control back in this game, as Van der Ven is through. It's a bit of a tight angle. It's a nothing effort, thankfully for us, straight into the arms of Bodar. But yeah, since we've got a goal up, Wolfsburg are definitely trying to force his equaliser, which makes me a bit worried for the second leg. You get the impression they are going to come out all guns blazing when we go back to their place, as they keep going. I mean, once again, Szymanski, no one is tracking him. He's clean through. Bodar makes a brilliant save. Okay, we're going to make a slight change in that we're going to change Martinez's role to more of a halfback, just so he basically tucks in and sits a little bit deeper. We're also going to drop the defensive line a little bit more as well. We'll do both line engagement. We'll drop both of them. Hopefully that can stop that long ball over the top, which is causing us a lot of problems at the moment. As the corner comes in, it's headed clear, thankfully, by Ferguson, and that should be the end of the highlight, as Romario shot is blocked. Collins thankfully wins the ball from the challenge, and now we're breaking. I don't know if this is going to come to anything. I mean, the ball to Manuel was poor. Ferguson's taken down. That's a very cynical challenge from Baku. Get the yellow card out, ref. As we approach full time, then, it is going to be a 1-0 lead, then, going into that second leg at Wolfsburg. I mean, look, we got the win. That's the most important thing, right? We just have to go into the second leg now, and hopefully we can hold on to that lead. And even, like I say, if we get an early goal in that second leg, that will make us big favourites to go through. Ferguson is going to miss the second leg, which is a bit of an issue for us. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll play the Bournemouth game, and then I'll update you at full time with what the score was. So I will see you in a second. Right, that's Bournemouth dealt with. 3-0 win, comfortable. Kelechi Iheanacho scored a hat-trick. The first two goals were pretty much identical. Do you want to see them? Of course you do. So here's the first one. Yep. And the second. Mark Travers, ladies and gentlemen, not his finest game, dearie me. Easiest win in the season, to be honest, if the opposition is going to gift us goals like that. Hopefully Castiles is watching and he can do a similar thing in the second leg against Wolfsburg. But there you have it, 3-0 win, very, very comfortable. A hat-trick as well for Iheanacho, who I started because I figured if he was going to have a bad game, I'd play Arezzo against Wolfsburg. Given that he's coming off the back of a hat-trick now, I think it makes the most sense to give Iheanacho the start against Wolfsburg, who he played in just 3 days. Neco Williams there, picking up a slight injury. Not ideal. Hopefully he's fit enough to start, because I literally don't have anyone else. Right then, viewers, second leg time, and unfortunately we've got a couple of just the one injury concern, really. Obviously, in terms of suspensions, Lewis Ferguson is out for this one, due to picking up too many yellow cards. Neco Williams, however, has not recovered in time to be fit for this game, so Nathan Collins is going to have to play right back for us. A bit of an unfamiliar role for him, which means Kim Min-jae is now part of next to Murato, who, of course, we signed in the January window. He's been injured for a while, so he hasn't really played a lot for us. And he's in there as well with Tyrone Mitchell. And then the rest is about the same. Martinez, Maxberg, Gallagher in the middle. I'm sticking with that front three from the first leg of Manuel, Elise and Iheanacho. Tempted to throw Demir in there instead of Elise. Looking at Elise's recent form, might not be the worst shout, to be honest. But then again, Demir's hasn't really been that much better. So I think Elise, I think, is the safer bet right now. But if he has a poor game, I'll have no hesitation taking him off at half-time to bring on Demir. And as well, Iheanacho, fresh off to scoring a hat-trick in the last game. I'm hoping he can... the fact I can't say to him... There we go. I was going to say, yeah, basically want to pick him up for where he left off last match, essentially. I told him that. Hopefully that's what he does. Second leg against Wolfsburg. It's a big one. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, early into the game, Tyrick Mitchell running down the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he runs straight into a Wolfsburg player and gives the ball away. We're only a couple of minutes in. I mean, an early goal, conceding an early goal would be disastrous, as Libold is up against Nathan Collins here on this right-hand side. The cross comes in. Baku is at the back post, headed down for Szymanski. We're not really doing a great job of defending it, as Baku gets his back to goal, turns Mitchell, gets to the byline. Weghorst, it's an absolute shambolic goal to concede. Now, I don't know. I think this is going to get checked by VAR. I'm not sure if this is going to count or not. And Mbolo's doing some sort of jig in front of the Wolfsburgs fans. I don't know if this is going to give or not, though. It was it'd be a really frustrating goal to give away if this is the one that cost us. It's been disallowed. Okay, good. Because that would have been infuriating, quite honestly. I mean, Baku's cross gets blocked by Mitchell. Problem is, Weghorst is going to win every header, isn't he? So he's obviously going to win that one. And it's just to Mbolo, who thankfully for us is an offside position. That is a worrying start, though, has to be said. Iheanacho wins the header. Not onto anyone, though, which, I mean... not ideal, to be honest, as Bornau now coming forward into Brooks. And they're playing quite high up, Wolfsburg, has to be said. Maybe we need to push that line of engagement forward. We did drop it, because obviously, given the issues we had in the last game, I thought it made sense to drop both the defensive line and line of engagement. But seeing how it is now, definitely think just pushing them boys forward and trying to force the defensive line back is probably the best option. As Wolfsburg still knocking it around fairly comfortably. I mean, the fact we got a little bit penned here is quite good for us, but they managed to play through our midfield a little bit. It ends up going back to Brooks. And you've got to think they're looking for this long ball because they're not really trying to play through the middle. They're just knocking it around the defence and sort of, I'm guessing, hoping to find Weghorst. And that is the man they find. And I'm having a coughing fit, viewers. Szymanski scores. Oh, it's a disaster. That is annoying on two fronts. They've scored when I'm in the middle of a coughing fit, so it completely bollocks up to the commentary. And also now we're a goal down in the second leg. So it's just been a fantastic start all round, to be honest. Arnold with the ball. And again, Szymanski was the danger man in the last game. Makes that run through the middle. Makes it 1-0. Ken Martinez not tracking him. Maybe we need to stick. And you know what? I'm going to do it now, actually. Make sure that you are marking him because Szymanski is causing us all sorts of problems. Okay, this potentially... Don't want to raise any hopes here. Could be our first highlight as Collins looks at the cross. Gallagher wins the header. Elise's gone for it. Iheanacho, how have you missed from there? You're like 3 yards out. That is as golden of an opportunity as you're ever going to get in a European knockout game. How on earth Iheanacho has missed from there? Manuel's picked up a knock as well. So we could be looking at a double substitution going to half-time because Iheanacho, off the back of that, I'm probably going to have to take him off. Okay, given that, it's still level in the tie and we could go to extra time, I'm going to leave Iheanacho on for now. I've actually brought on Demir for Manuel. Pushed Elise over to the left. And hopefully, I mean, like I said, we don't think we need to rush our substitutions. The way it's standing at the moment, extra time is a real possibility. So we've got to bear that in mind. There's Mitchell down this left-hand side. Obviously, a goal for us now gets us back in front on aggregate. So we need to push for it as Elise does well. Looks to get the cross in. I think Iheanacho was the target. Couldn't quite get his head to it. And now Conor Gallagher back to Martinez. Great ball to Elise. Gets the cross in. Iheanacho, it's a wonderful save from Castells. I think the shot took a deflection. And Castells stuck her arm out and got something on it. But that's twice now. Iheanacho has missed an absolute golden opportunity. Is Arezzo the man to come on and save us? It's another highlight. Brooks now has it for Wolfsburg. And I said in the first leg, when we look back at the chances missed in that game and rue them. And it's kind of the same story in this one. We have had some absolutely golden opportunities and not been able to put the ball in the back of the net. As it's Wolfsburg looking to come forward. Szymanski once again has got away. The cross comes in. It's not been... How Mbolo's got a shot off there, by the way. Unreal. Okay, Matthias Arezzo is on for Kelechi Iheanacho. I've seen enough. We need something different up front. As Wolfsburg have a corner, Tanganga gets his head to it. The shot comes in from Bornau. Martinez clears off the line. We're under the cosh a little bit. Still 1-1 though in aggregate. We're not out of this just yet. We just need to keep plugging away and hope that the chance comes. Like I said, we've had a couple of chances already. If we can just get another one out of somewhere and just hope that someone is able to take the game by the scruff of the neck and put the ball in the back of the net for us. Gallagher's on a 6.4. I think I've said this before. Whenever Gallagher doesn't play well, we usually don't play well as a team. So it's a worry to see him struggling out there. I actually think Harry Wilson is the man to come on in the midfield. And hopefully, even just from his set-piece ability, I think it's good to have him on the pitch because he can make something happen from a corner or a free kick if we were to get it. 10 minutes to go, just under. We're coming forward with Collins. We've got options ahead of him. It's just a terrible pass. I don't know who he was looking for there. Just gives it straight back to a Wolfsburg player. When there was about 2 or 3 really just simple passes on. And now we're a bit stretched. As Sanderson down this left-hand side gets the cross in, looking for Mbolo. We head it clear. Demir doesn't get there. Collins clears. And it doesn't fall to one of our boys. And Wolfsburg are just absolutely piling the pressure on. They don't want extra time. They want this game wrapped up. As Sanderson whips it in, Morato clears. And now, is there an opportunity to counter-attack as Elise gives the ball away? I can't believe it. Silas makes it 2-1. And for an opportunity to counter-attack, we've given the ball back to him completely unnecessarily. That's a really frustrating goal to concede. This position here, we're in such a good chance to counter-attack. You got Max Bird ahead of him. You got Mitchell on the overlap. There's a switch on to, I think that's to Mir or Wilson. He can try and find. And he decides to try and take him on, loses it, and we're all over the place. And it's an easy goal for Silas. Pushing everyone up, and we're going to go attacking. We've got to, really. Shoot on sight, early crosses. Again, I look back at the first leg, and I look at the chances that were missed, and that one in the first half from Iheanacho, and how that has almost certainly cost us our place in the next round of the Europa League. What a sickening way to go out. God damn it. Oh, God damn it. It's the manner in which we conceded the second goal and the chances we've missed in both games that has really, really annoyed me. I think the chances we had, especially in the first leg, we could have come away with about 3-0 win, maybe even a 2-0 win. And if we win that first leg 2-0, we go through. We go to extra time, obviously. But like again, chart that Iheanacho chance in the first half. How he's missed that, I've absolutely no idea. We bow out of the Europa League second round knockout stages. It wasn't to be. Oh man, it was always going to be difficult to try and win the Europa League this year. We saw the teams that were in there, Juve, Man City, all still involved. But it would have been so good to go on a run and maybe get to a semi-final or something. To go at that stage, it just doesn't feel fair. It just does not feel fair. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Next episode then, well, that is an interesting one because we have an FA Cup quarter-final game against Chelsea. No, it's not quarter-final. FA Cup fifth round game against Chelsea coming up. And as you can see, not many games left at the end of the season. However, I said I'd talk about the series at the end of the episode, so let's do that now. I think we are at a point now with the Derby series and this save where I think this season feels like the right season to end things on. There wasn't really ever an end goal with this save. Like, obviously, it would have been nice to go on and win a Premier League and win a Champions League and whatnot. But bear in mind, this is a weekly series where I upload an episode once a week sort of thing. I try to get through, pardon me, the season as much as I can. I think by the time we get into a position where we can challenge for Champions Leagues and Premier League and stuff, it's probably going to be not before the end of the FM22 cycle. So this season is going to be the final season of the Derby save, and given that we are now out of Europe, unless we do anything special in the FA Cup, it is likely that the next episode will be the final episode of the series. Not a decision I've taken lightly. I've been thinking about it a lot over sort of the period I have where I've not been uploading and just the future of it. I think now is a good time to end it. It's been a really good run. Look, we've got European football in our first season. It looks like we're going to do it again this year. Obviously, it'd been nice to sort of see it through and try and win the Premier League, but I just think the way the series works at the moment, the way the format is of the series, it's just time-wise, it doesn't make much sense to carry it on, in my opinion. I hope that makes sense. But don't fear, it doesn't mean uploads are going to stop on the channel. Between now and the end of FM22, I'm going to be experimenting with a few different types of videos and also working on a new format for how we do these sort of Let's Play series going into FM23, because I do want to carry on doing these sort of, you know, these save type, these like series type videos with saves. But I need to figure out, and I think I have figured out a way to make it, one, better for you guys to watch, and two, just a bit more, I guess streamlined is the word, so we can get through more of a season a lot quicker and get progress through the save a lot quicker as well. So I'll be plugging away at that behind the scenes. But yeah, next episode again. If we get past Chelsea, it won't be the final episode because the FA Cup is still. If we can win the FA Cup in our final season, that'd be class. But we'll have to see how the Chelsea game goes. I'm not going to record an episode on it because I'm not confident we're going to beat them, because like I said, they're running away with the league at the moment. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so if we do get knocked out at Chelsea, next week's episode of Derby will be the final one. We'll bring you the Newcastle and Sheffield United games, depending on how the league's looking. It might be just the one game, and I'm not too sure. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed this series, and I will see you next week for what could be the final episode of Derby County. Look after yourselves, everyone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it so far. And yeah, I will see you next week. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.